Welcome to our podcast, Broker Banter Denver, where we are breaking down barriers to home ownership. I'm your host, Kim Davis, the real estate expert.
And I'm Patrick Williams, the mortgage guy. We're here to inform and educate about the home financing and buying process.
And on today's episode, we are going to talk about the best pizza cities in America and where Denver rates. And we're also going to talk about the best Colorado suburbs to live in. And Patrick's going to give us an update on what is going on with interest rates. But before we get to that, let's touch base with each other.
Okay. How's it
You
going?
like the pointing?
Yeah, that was good. How's it going?
It's going well. How about you?
Good, really good.
Yeah,
Busy.
I know. The faucet is full on
It
blasting.
is. Yeah.
And it's getting nice. That's usually the Denver market. It picks up when the sun comes out. And
It does seem like the sun has come out and it's getting warm and
Right.
people are outside having
Right.
fun. So
and actually, that's kind of a weird saying because there's always sun in Denver.
but it's more about the temp, right?
Right,
Like
yeah.
we're hitting mid to high 70s this week.
Exactly.
It's gonna be nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I know. Once again, don't tell all your out-of-state friends.
Right.
Or
I'm gonna
do.
see, maybe I'll try to get some sun on my face so I don't look so pasty. So this Denver pizza thing.
Yes.
I know we usually banter a little bit more,
do,
but I
but
think
let's
we have a
talk
lot to
about
talk
this.
about today. I think we might have to banter about this.
I
because
think we should banter
I think
about
there might
this.
be a little bit of, some, what am I saying?
Yeah, where the pizza rates and where
Yeah,
Denver falls.
you know,
So
I
let's
think-
just talk about this article. It's an
Okay.
article that is out of Clever, which is a real estate company, I
Yeah,
believe.
Clever
right?
Real Estate.
Clever Real Estate, which we don't know where they're based. They did a survey, and so this is what it says. To decide the 2024 best pizza city, the data team at Clever Real Estate analyzed a multitude of mouthwatering metrics. We ranked the 50 biggest metro areas in the
Okay.
U.S. So that kind of, yeah.
I mean,
using the following parameters.
Okay, here we go.
Pizza reputation based on a survey of 1,000 Americans, so 1,000 Americans per city,
Okay.
I would guess. Rate of pizza restaurants per 100,000 residents.
Okay.
Pizza passion based on local internet search activity for 34 pizza-related terms.
Pizza passion.
Pizza passion.
Okay.
Like pizza near me, pizza delivery, pan
Okay.
pizza, etc.
Okay.
Average Yelp ratings for pizza restaurants. Average price of a large cheese pizza.
Okay.
Which is, we'll talk about him, Dave Portnoy's pizza of choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of a barometer, right?
Right,
That's
right.
like, it's a level. If you can
Right.
make a cheese pizza,
And
everything
it's
else should be
cheese,
pretty
right.
good. Yeah.
Average price of a large pepperoni pizza.
Okay.
Share of median annual income required to purchase one cheese pizza each week for a year.
Wow. They went into some depth.
And then, of
here.
course, the shared annual income required to purchase one pepperoni pizza each week for a year.
Okay.
And so, dun, dun, dun. Do
So,
we go straight to...
I think we should probably start at 15, right? And count down. We made that mistake last week. We started
We
at
did.
1. Let's go from at least 10 and
Okay.
kind of like David Letterman it, right?
Okay,
So
yeah.
number 10, I'll take number 10.
David Letterman was an old... No, just kidding.
Like Johnny Carson, Jay Leno. Yeah. If you don't know who he is, look him up.
Yeah, I like him.
I thought
I
it
think
was
he
fun.
got canceled once, but it's okay. Everyone
Yeah.
gets canceled these
If-
days.
if- you know what? Are you a comedian?
It's just a matter of time
you a
before Patrick and I
comedian?
get canceled.
Yeah, you're probably right. But if you don't get canceled as a comedian, are you really a comedian?
Yeah, it's
I
true.
feel like you should be pushing boundaries.
Absolutely.
We're here to break down barriers.
Break down barriers.
That's
Yeah,
right.
We're breaking down the barriers of home ownership.
That's
but
right. Maybe not pushing boundaries.
Not boundaries on comedian. But okay, 15.
All right, number 10. No,
I
are
thought
we
you
gonna-
said 15. You
are we
want to
gonna-
start at 10?
Let's do 10.
I think we have to do 15 because 15 and 14 are kind of big ones, I think.
Oh, okay.
So
Well,
15
This is gonna invoke anger.
It is because
So the 15th, number 15 is New York.
Correct.
So you're telling me there's 14 other cities that have better pizza than New York?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, doubt
so
it.
it's and I think Yelp played a really big role in this and the Yelp reviews and things like that. But it says New York still has the most pizza restaurants per capita of any other city.
Right, because they
have
a-
almost 10 restaurants per 100,000 people.
And people talk about, New York style pizza. So
I mean, it's
crazy
kind
that-
of The barometer, same thing.
I would think so
like
too.
a New York piece of
but
pizza.
hey, they are rated 15, and
15.
And 14 is Chicago, which
So that would probably be my number 2. People might think we're going the wrong direction.
right. Well, I don't know. My personal 1 and 2 could be different. So we'll see if my other cities in here. But Chicago deep dish, yum. So
I think the issue with Chicago is that the pizza is so expensive.
Yes, it says purchasing a pepperoni pizza each week for a year in the Windy City would cost 2.19%. So let's just be honest. I mean, this also has, and that's why New York, probably isn't, because they're basing it on how much it costs of your
There's a lot of
salary.
different,
yes,
right? Yelp reviews, how much a pizza cost. It's not.
right.
I don't think it's
just purely
who makes
taste.
the best pizza,
right? Because 13 is Sacramento, California. Nope. 12. We're going to go through the
Phoenix.
12. Yeah, go ahead.
Phoenix, San Jose, and then Pittsburgh is number 10.
Right.
Okay, so no, I don't know that any of these places would be considered.
So 9 is where I would say is between my 2 and 3 in my personal,
Okay, what's
city.
9?
9 is Detroit, Michigan.
So there's the deep dish Detroit style pizza. That's one of my favorites too. I do like I think I like Detroit style better than Chicago deep dish.
Me too. That's why I'm saying I'm not sure if it's 2 or 3 for me.
So we do have a really good Detroit style place around here. It's called Blue Pan. And it has been ranked as one of the best pizza places around. So I will say that, but it's a Detroit. I've never heard of a Denver style of pizza.
I know, but I don't think they're doing it based on that.
Okay.
So 9 is Detroit, which is great. 8, Washington, D.C.
I mean, just an East Coast spot, right? I don't know. Hartford, Connecticut, number 7. So.
Well, let's wait. Hold on one second.
Wait.
So it says this metro on 8 Washington, D.C.
Okay.
This metro has both taste and affordable pricing on its side. Pizza restaurants here are well reviewed, averaging 3.93 stars on Yelp, just above the typical city average of 3.89.
So their
Washington,
average
D.C.
Yelp reviews are higher than most, is why Washington is
guess.
ranked higher. So Hartford, Connecticut.
Which is number 7.
Number 7. This, I know for a fact, is one of the better pizza cities around. It's this little tight little pot of Frank Pepe's and Sally's a Pizza.
And that's where Dave Portnoy talks about, right? He loves that area.
That style of pie. We were out there visiting some schools, and we actually went to Frank Pepe's last fall. So really amazing. From what I heard about Frank Pepe's is they move locations, and they actually moved the brick wood fire oven like piece by piece to the new location.
Really?
Yeah, to maintain that same flavor and distinct because they weren't willing to risk a new oven.
Right.
So they take it seriously out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was good pizza. I did.
And if you don't know who Dave Portnoy is, he's the guy who started Barstool, but he does pizza reviews, and he got a new dog called Miss Peaches.
I have not seen
and he
that.
started a whole page for her. So
boy.
cute. It's
What
a
kind of dog is
rescue.
it?
I think it's a boxer, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. I think it looks like a boxer.
Yeah.
But they thought she was 6. And then, of course, Dave Portnoy has gotten Mrs. Peaches super popular, like has his own following. He's very smart, with social media. And, of course, he's making tons of money on his dog, too. But the original owner, or the person who bred Miss Peaches, started posting pictures of her. And so it caused a whole uproar. But he did find out.
Well, maybe they shouldn't have given her up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He did find out that she's 2 years younger than he thought. So they think she's 4 instead of 6.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, anyways.
I'll have to check
Miss Peaches, not Mrs.
Miss
Peaches.
Miss. She's not married.
No, Miss Peaches is a dog. It's great. She has a TikTok page and everything. It's awesome. Okay, number 6.
Number 6.
San Francisco, California.
Not a pizza town, right?
Which is weird because if we're going on affordability, I mean, talk about housing prices being expensive.
Yeah, I mean the Bay Area is one of the most expensive markets in the country.
So they're saying 4.03 stars on Yelp, better than the typical city average of 3.89.
And it says that it's affordable. It says it's cheaper than the majority of the other cities. San Diego, again, these California towns.
5, San Diego.
Yeah. All right, Philly.
I could see Philly, the East Coast, like close
but
to New York, still there,
still not known as a
hardworking.
pizza town.
No, but I could see how some good pizza makers from Connecticut or New York, they want to be someplace that's a little more blue collared, less expensive, so they go to
But what do you?
Philly.
If you're in Philly, what do you get? Cheesesteak. You don't get a pizza.
That's true.
Okay.
Good point.
But it did say that it's been in the top 10 3 years straight. So maybe they got decent pies out there. Boston. Boston, Mass. Frequent pizza parties won't break your budget in Boston. Buying a cheese pizza each week costs a typical resident 1.09% of their annual income, 26 cheaper than the average city. So that is, I guess cheap pizza is a big part.
Yeah, so it's really not based on taste, as we've
I think
said.
I think it is because they also took into consideration the Yelp reviews and all that stuff. So
then I think you have to look at the people who are making the Yelp reviews, if they actually know pizza or not. They're not.
This is true.
Dave
I mean,
Portnoy.
they're not everybody's a Dave Portnoy.
Well, I'm not.
Well, and I mean, you know, he's going around trying to promote these places during COVID. Isn't that kind of how it started, to give people like a boost in business?
He's all about small businesses. Yeah.
So it was during COVID. So that's how that thing started. But he literally, it's like, you know, a couple bites and then he rates the pizza. And if he rates them well, like the place blows up.
He pretty much eats it, the whole piece, even though it says one bite. His one bite is the whole pizza.
It's a bite.
Piece.
Okay.
Okay.
So number two,
Buffalo, New York.
I mean, hot wings.
New York, right?
Like a hot wing pizza? No? Okay. It does have a lot of pizza spots, though. It says that it has almost 18 pizza restaurants per 100,000 people. So a lot of pizza joints.
Yeah.
So that's their kind of claim to fame.
But it was hurt by the low affordability. Buying a weekly cheese pizza costs typically residents 1.91% of their annual income.
I think it's funny that they
30%
did
more
annual.
than the average city cost of 1.47. Would you say?
I think it's funny that it's like off of annual income.
I know. So the number one.
Well, I mean,
if you haven't figured it out yet,
if you haven't figured it out, it's Denver.
Denver.
We haven't mentioned Denver.
Yeah,
So
which I probably would disagree.
Controversy ensues.
Yes, I would say no.
So,
I don't believe Denver
what do
is the
you
best
think is
pizza city.
the most famous pizza joint in Denver? Like, what kind of pizza represents Denver pizza?
I don't know.
Bojo's.
Oh yes, that's true.
Like
Bojo's.
that's it. When I think of
like
Denver
Bojo's
and the
pizza.
Rocky Mountain
Yeah.
pie or whatever,
Right.
it's that Bojo's pizza with the big crust and the honey. It is unique to
Right.
this area. It's not any other style of
I
pizza.
love Bojo's.
Yeah.
So if for those that aren't from around here, if you know, Bojo's is like you said, it has a very big crust, and Coloradans or locals put honey on it and eat it separately as their own.
And it's good. It's good pizza.
It
yeah,
is.
and it's kind of
I
a
would agree.
you stop after a day of skiing in Idaho Springs on your
Yeah.
way down the mountain
Yeah.
and get some
I
pizza.
think they have one off of Colorado Boulevard.
They
too,
do
in
have
Denver
more in
metro
town,
area.
but that Idaho Springs
But the
location
Idaho
is
Springs
the one. Yeah.
So
So
it is good pizza, but I wouldn't say it's better than Detroit pizza.
No,
or
I wouldn't either.
New York pizza, but it is. I would say a Colorado pizza. But
So
let's say
see where they came up with the fact that we're number one.
right.
Denver is the best pizza city. It says pizza restaurants in Colorado average 4 stars on Yelp. One of the highest averages across the country. It says that the Mile High City has not only the Yelp reviews but also the cheaper pizzas because it's like 1.3%, 30% less.
0.03%.
Yes, sorry, not 1.3.
0.3, not 1. There's a difference.
27 basis
that
points there.
Yeah.
So 0.27 cheaper, and then it said 82 out of 100 on the Pizza Passion metric. Which measures how often locals are searching Google for pizza-related terms. That maybe it's because they don't know.
Well, that's what I was saying. Maybe because Denver's not known for pizza, so they're like, "Oh, hey, where can I get a pizza from?" Or we have so many out-of-town people who've moved here from out of state,
That could be.
who are like, "Hey, I'm gonna find a good pizza, a good local pizza chain that's not a big
So there,
chain.
I mean, we do have
pizza chain. I said pizza chain. You know, what I mean. Joint, a local spot, small local spot.
Yeah, so I think we have some. I think what Denver has going for it, other than Bojo's, that's the only pizza that I can think of that.
Well, we have, everyone.
It's every other style.
Right. On our side of town, but I think they're a chain also, Garlic Knot.
Yeah, I've
seems
seen those
to be
around. Yep.
a big one, but I think it's a
The
smaller
homegrown
local chain.
tap in
Homegrown
that
tap
one's a
and
good
dough,
one. That's
and
it.
they're-
Perry's is great.
Yeah.
Marco's Coal Fired. That's a good
We
spot.
have Southside Pizza, which is
Yeah, Blue
pretty good.
Pan. They just opened a location in
Yeah,
Golden.
that's what you said.
So I think there's a lot of different.
Types of pizza.
So I think if for Denver, the best thing about it is that we have New York, Chicago, Detroit, New Haven style of pizza, things like that. So I would say that's the best part of what Denver has going for it.
Right. A lot of small
Yeah.
restaurants
Yeah.
or a lot of small different types of pizzas.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like you can get whatever kind of pizza, style of pizza that you want. But pretty controversial to name Denver the best pizza city in the
I
country.
agree.
think.
So-
although, I think it's awesome, right? But
I mean, it's great for the city.
yeah. Interesting. So
And the reason why we saw it is because someone else posted it. So
yeah, Denver, number one.
disagree, but okay.
Okay, we'll
clever.
take it. Sure. So let's talk about
Good
these.
job, Denver.
Yes. Yeah. I love pizza. Who doesn't? We'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these best suburbs in Colorado, I know that we just kind of went over north, south, east, west, and central Denver, but there was an article by Slacker.
Stacker. That's
That's you. No.
Marty McFly.
Slacker.
You always
the
be a
future.
slacker.
Stacker, who is a news reporting agency, basically they just put Newswire. They're a Newswire agency.
Right. One of the
yeah.
local stations picked this up. That's where I saw it. So we kind of were talking about that, but this is a lot more specific instead of just kind of the sides of town,
Correct.
which is what we were doing. They look at specific neighborhoods or suburbs.
Correct.
And rank them 1 through 30.
Right. And so this is coming from a Colorado using the data from Niche, 2024 best places to live. And Niche ranked the places to live based on an array of factors.
So we
including-
have cost of living,
Yep.
educational level of residence, housing costs, and quality of schools.
Correct.
So seems like a pretty good way to stack and rank, if you ask me. Yeah.
So I think we're going to go 30 to 15 today, and then our
Yeah.
next podcast we'll do.
And we're going to breeze through them. I don't
Yeah,
think we're
yeah.
going to talk in depth about
No,
each
no,
neighborhood,
no.
but we're just kind of maybe touch on some of the high
Right,
points
and our
of
thoughts
each
about
one.
it. So
yeah.
number 30, and I think number 29 we can kind of add together, but we won't. Number 30 is Applewood, Colorado, which Applewood is on the west side.
It is on the west side.
They say population is about 8,000 people, median household income 125,455, median home value $679,000.
And almost 80% of people own in that neighborhood.
Yeah, that's amazing. Rents are about $2,036, 21% rental income. And the top school, which I disagree with this, it says D'Evelyn, and D'Evelyn is nowhere near Applewood.
No, it's not.
So that
is it Lakewood? Where's D'Evelyn? It's
D'Evelyn
Littleton.
is technically Lakewood. It's
Okay.
on the border of Lakewood. So their Applewood is, I would say, a suburb, right? A smaller
Of like Golden?
of Lakewood.
Lakewood.
And there is
Kind
a
of
little
between
bit.
Lakewood and Golden.
It's Lakewood and Golden, right?
Wheat Ridge, too.
And Wheat Ridge, right? So it sits off. Applewood sits off of let's say I-70
38th.
and 32nd.
Oh, 32nd. That's
Yeah,
right.
but 38th
And
it's
Youngfield right
in
there.
Youngfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if you're trying to get an idea, so that's number 30. You want to do 29?
Yeah, it's Golden, which is one of my favorite spots. What a great town Golden is. Really cool downtown area.
Yeah.
Overall, population is about 20,000 people. Average or medium household income is right around 90,000, with the home values coming in at just under 700,000. Only 58% of
Wow,
people
look
own.
at that difference.
Yeah, it's not
And
cheap to live in
that's
Golden.
because people want to live in Golden. Golden has great walkability if you're in downtown, close to Golden proper, right? Because
Yes.
Golden does go all the way up to Genesee, Lookout Mountain. That's considered Golden.
Correct.
I went to Golden High School.
I
so
think
I'm
it
very
also
familiar with
goes
Golden.
north a little bit to like
Coal Creek
93.
Canyon,
Yeah,
93
like
on
towards
the way
White
to
Ranch.
Boulder.
Yeah.
And then it goes to basically 6th and Union. I know. So Golden is a big area. I don't know if they're talking about just Golden proper, but because the population,
Yeah, no, it's probably is proper. And with 58% ownership there, and again, it talks about D. Evelyn being one of the better schools. One of my son's friends went to D. Evelyn, and he
Great
got
school.
into MIT.
Yeah.
So
Evelyn's amazing school.
Really good school.
But once again, Golden is on the west side of town, which goes to 28, which is also on the west side of town. Kittredge.
I bet there's a lot of people that don't know where Kittredge is. Yeah.
So Kittredge, just medium household income, 143,147, population of 1,000. Kittredge is just up 285, headed to the west as you're heading up to Morrison.
It's west of Morrison.
Yeah, just
so
west.
if you head up through Morrison and keep going, there's a place I like to go called Lair of the Bear, and you go right through Kittredge.
Right through Kittredge.
Yep.
Very small population, 1,021 people. So median rent, 2,000, about 2,040. So once again, talking about D. Evelyn. That might actually be closer. Kittredge, people from Kittredge might,
Well,
D. Evelyn is a great
very good school. I think, I don't know that D. Evelyn is like one that you open enroll into. It's not like it's like a neighborhood school.
So. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not.
No. So
the
next on the list, number 27, is Pinery.
Right.
Pinery's southeast of Parker.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that is the east. So that's our first neighborhood to the east. Pinery.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Overall population is about 10,000. Average or medium household income is 154,000, and the average home value is right around 667,000.
But look at the percentage owned.
94% of people own their homes in that neighborhood. So I think you start to see a little bit of a pattern with home ownership and how that benefits the area around it. The more people who own a home, the better the neighborhood seems to be, right?
And they're just outside of, they are a little more suburby.
I would say they're very suburby.
People love Golden. Golden is a place. Actually, I have a client right now who wants to live in Golden. 26, we kind of already talked about Genesee, which Genesee is technically Golden.
Is it?
I know. Yeah, we used to call everyone who lived in Genesee 526ers because back in the day when everyone had a 303 number, it was 303 526. So you knew they lived in Genesee. If you lived on Lookout, it was a different. I think it was 279 or something like that. But
that's funny.
Anyways,
I was 857.
Oh, that's see.
Yeah.
Now you have no clue.
No clue.
So Genesee median household income about 174. Median house value. Look at this, 963,000.
So getting closer to $1 million. But Genesee is like
in the mountains.
It's in the mountains.
It's I-70.
Yet it's right outside of town. Mm-hmm. So it's like the best of both worlds kind of thing. It's a very, if you can afford to live up there, I think it's pretty appealing. Yeah.
There's not great walkability if you're like trying to, walk to a restaurant. You can't walk anywhere. No. It's just houses up there. But it is on I-70 West, before you get to Evergreen, actually.
Yeah.
And so 25, Woodmore.
Woodmore. So I believe this is like down by the springs.
Right. And so it is actually, we have a friend, so it's right past Air Force. You'll see the Woodmore exit.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's right
so
there.
North Colorado Springs.
North Colorado Springs, correct.
Yep.
Very North Colorado Springs. We actually have my husband's really good friend lives in Woodmore.
Nice area.
Very
down
nice
there.
area.
Yep.
And like right up into the foothills, if you go just to the west of Woodmore, you're basically in the foothills.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Medium household income 170,000. Medium house value 645 with 87% ownership.
Yeah.
Number 24, Glen Eagle, Colorado. I don't know where Glen Eagle is.
I don't know where
Do you know where Glen Eagle is?
I don't know.
I think it's down in the Springs as well.
It is. That's why we don't know, because it says the top public schools, the Classic Academy North Elementary and High School is Chinook.
Yeah.
Or Classical Academy High School. So yeah.
Yep.
We're gonna say Colorado Springs.
It's Colorado. Pikes Peak Christian School is the top private school. So Pikes Peak. I'm gonna go with the Springs.
I'm gonna go with Springs
too. So right. but affordable. Median home value 500.
Wow.
So that's pretty affordable area.
That is. Hey, drive
with
until you qualify.
86% ownership. Yeah. Hey, Springs isn't that far.
No, I know people who will commute.
Yeah. Sure.
Especially if you're on the north side of Springs,
Right.
to the
It's
south
not
side
to
of
the,
Denver.
down
it's
to the
1
tech
hour.
center. I did it for
Yeah.
a very short period of time
Yeah.
myself.
Of course, the problem is traffic. Right?
Yeah, it is. But there is an express lane now.
Right. That's true.
Yeah.
If you want to pay for that. Yeah. Number 23, Castle Rock, Colorado. So these are our friends to the south, we would
south.
say.
Yeah, they are.
They used to be considered really, really far out, but
They've been absorbed into the metro.
yes, they have.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So go ahead.
Well, we've got a median home value of $577. So just under 600, which is still pretty affordable, I think, for the Denver metro area, and a median household income of 135,000.
I agree.
All right.
22, Acres Green, Colorado.
I know where that is.
Okay.
That is right outside of Lone Tree. It is Lone Tree.
Actually, we looked at houses there for you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
It's
when you and your wife
it's
went.
the oldest part of Lone Tree. The houses
Yes.
were built like in the early 80s, late 70s.
Okay.
And I think it was just there forever all by itself. And it's this little pocket
Yeah,
of
so
affordable homes
cute.
in Lone Tree. Yeah. So 477 is our median home price.
Yeah,
in
I
Lone-
want to know where he got this, where these numbers are coming from, but okay.
Well, 76% ownership and average household or median household income 125.
Right. 100.
So there's these little pockets that if you know where to find
Yes,
them, they're there.
exactly.
They're out there.
And that's why I think you need someone who is very familiar with the Denver metro area. There's
right.
all these great places within these great little suburbs.
Lone Tree is a fantastic town. I live
Yes.
very close to Lone Tree on the border between Highlands Ranch and Lone Tree, and it's a great place to live.
There's Pindustry.
There is Pindustry. That's right. Yeah.
Number 21, Parker, Colorado, which will be, I say east, you say south, but
I think
no.
we can
Southeast.
agree to disagree southeast. Yeah.
So a lot of people, I have a lot of friends who live out there, but population 58,733. Medium
big town.
home value. Yeah, it's great downtown area. They have Parker Days down there.
They have Parker Days. They have ice skating at the rec center in the winter.
Parker's nice.
It's a cool town.
Median home value $573,000.
So still pretty affordable.
Yeah, 74% people own. So,
So great.
when we say median, let's just make sure that we understand that's median and not average.
What's the difference between average and median, Ken?
I think we talked about this last week.
I think
didn't
we might have.
But median is the like right in the middle
In the-
number between like the high and the low.
Right.
Versus average would, it might skew it a little bit because you have really expensive houses and really, and make the
it's
average.
a better picture
of-
than the average.
Correct.
Yeah. So number 20 is Littleton. Great little town, great downtown area. Median household income 90,000. That's surprising to me. And then median home value 552
So
with
let's-
60% ownership.
I think that whoever did this niche marketing does not realize how big Littleton is. Littleton goes all the way from, Highlands Ranch used to be considered.
I
Littleton,
still,
but
when I put my
think
zip code in, sometimes it still
it
pops up
says
Littleton. Yeah.
So I don't know if Highlands Ranch actually officially became a city. I would think that.
So
they did.
there's a little pocket of homes that are to the south of me
Right.
as you're kind of headed up to like the Castle Pines area, and
That's considered Littleton.
they're not Highlands Ranch, it's Littleton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then if you look at it, and then Littleton goes, I live in Littleton.
Right,
But I
which
would
is all
say,
the way on the west side
but
of
when
town.
I talk to people locally, I tell them I live in King Carroll, right?
That's because when I think you think of Littleton, it's that downtown Littleton area. That's the center point, and then you go out from there. But it's
Right.
a sprawling neighborhood.
Right. So if we'll mix in, so Littleton, Santa Fe and Bowles, basically Littleton Boulevard, that's where downtown Littleton starts or ends. And then number 19, Roxborough Park, is actually Littleton. So 19 is Roxborough.
But it's also
They are
a
but
smaller
different.
neighborhood inside of
Right.
Littleton.
So Roxborough starts, well, if you say park, then that's a little bit further back, but basically by Waterton Canyon, a little bit south
Yeah,
of there.
I mean,
the park is south of there.
What I would be interested to know is if the new neighborhood of Sterling Ranch is included in that,
Oh, that would be interesting.
or if that's included
Yeah.
in Littleton, right?
So, I mean, we did not tell you, but 20 Littleton median home values, 552,000, 60% owned. In Roxborough, they're saying median home value is $565,500.
96% ownership.
96% ownership, yeah, in Roxborough because
Yeah.
you're kind of away. But,
Right. If you're gonna move out there, you're buying.
Right.
Yeah. Castle Pines, number 18.
Right, which would be considered east.
South.
South. Yeah, it's by Castle Rock, but it's
it's like in between, Lone Tree and Castle Rock. Really nice area, kind of up in the hills. Medium home value is 1.2. So bigger, nicer homes. I remember what I always remember about Castle Pines was that was our only golf tournament. We had the international Castle Pines that was in Colorado.
And do you
for a long
see
time.
like what percentage of people own there in Castle Pines?
100%.
100%.
There's not one person that rents in Castle Pines. Apparently.
Yeah, that's because they're big, nice houses. I mean, not that you don't rent those, but okay.
You can.
17, Evergreen, Colorado, going back up to the west.
572ers. What was that?
That was Genesee.
Oh, that was Genesee.
526ers. But yeah, Evergreen, Colorado is 17 with a median home value of $676,000.
I find that one hard to believe.
Yeah, I think it's higher.
Me too.
But Evergreen, once again, sprawled out a little bit. There's
Yep.
some older homes, people who've lived there for a long time, that, there are some like one bedrooms that probably, skew that number a little bit. But,
Yeah, that's always possible.
Yeah.
Yep. And there's a lot of older homes that have been around forever.
Right.
Up there too.
You should do
old cabins.
16. That's in your neck of the woods.
My old neck of the woods, yeah. So Erie, Colorado is number 16. So pretty far to the north, very north end of the metro area.
Yes.
Median home value there
that
is
we are
actually
now including Erie, Colorado as Denver metro is crazy, but okay.
I mean,
All right.
I think we can. It's,
we talked about it in the north.
Yeah,
we talked
did.
about Erie. So
Yep. So $645,000 median home value with 86% ownership. It's a nice area up there. They continue to build new stuff.
And you get nice new homes up there. And then
there's something about being able to design your own house. Yeah. People would like that.
Yeah, especially if you can do if it's not a builder and it's custom. Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a private airport up there too in Erie. I know some pilots who would take off from Erie
Rocky
Airport,
Mountain, I think, is what it's called. Rocky Mountain Airport.
Okay.
Yeah, you can.
A lot of private planes up there.
Yep.
And so maybe they want to be closer to the airport. And then number 15 is which we're going to stop for this episode.
This will be the last one. We'll do the top 15 on the next episode.
Week. But Stonegate, Colorado, which is a newer. Do you know where Stonegate is?
I don't think I do. I'm trying to look at the schools and see if I can.
Well, the schools are actually, hopefully we're talking about the same Stonegate, but there's that new neighborhood called Stonegate right off of I-25 and, I want to say Stonegate.
Oh.
Stonegate?
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost, it's like just south of where like Cabela's is. What is that? That new road that goes out to Parker.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's it. Stonegate.
Okay, so just south of 470 off of 25.
Correct.
Yeah, which is all brand new.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you're right because it does show a Highlands Ranch school there.
Correct.
So that makes sense.
So I probably am right. So median home value $595,000, 93% owned. It's still, I think, less than 10 years old, that neighborhood.
Yeah.
And so population of about 10,000. Median household income $150,000. I don't know if that's important, but yeah.
Awesome.
So that's top 15.
Well, I think it just kind of goes to show you that there's pockets of areas. I think Acres Green is one that if you don't know that neighborhood is there, you would not ever.
Correct.
And there's some affordable homes in that area. It's Douglas County Schools. You're right, butted up against Lone Tree and Highlands Ranch. So there's always ways to find places that you can afford.
And as you can see, it is throughout the whole Denver metro area, right?
Yeah.
North, south, east,
We
west.
hit
We hit everything in the top.
That's right.
15 to 30.
Yep.
So Patrick, do you have any good news for us on interest rates?
I would like to say I do.
Oh, no.
So we had a couple things happen over the last 3-4 days. The employment numbers came out on Friday, which we talked about that on last week's episode. This week was CPI, Consumer Price Index, and inflation's still running hot. It's being really stubborn. It's came in higher than expected. So rates have gone back up because we're really unsure about what the Fed is going to do in June. A couple weeks ago, there was an 80% chance that the Fed was going to start cutting rates in June. Today, I think we're looking at about a 20% chance.
Oh, no. Because I remember hearing a report that, I don't know if it was a report or if it was you actually that
It probably was me.
That they were expecting 3 drops, right? By the
Three
end of the
rate
year?
cuts is what they're still. So it'll be interesting to hear what the Fed has to say and if they keep that narrative going. I think it just goes to show you timing the market is a gamble. Like
Right.
if you really think that I'm going to just wait until rates are at this or until the prices come down. This last year, prices we still appreciated in Colorado.
Right.
Everybody, fourth quarter of last year, it was almost certain that rates were coming down and we were just on, and
Right.
all of a sudden now we're through
And
the first quarter, totally different story.
Well, and at the beginning of the year, everyone was very excited that
Yeah.
we thought 5.99%, right? If we got
Yeah.
into the fives, it was going to blow up this market. And here we are in April. And it is still high 6.
So if you bought in the fourth quarter of last year, you would have actually had
a better
interest rate like December and January, so beginning of the first quarter this year, than you would today.
Right.
So, you can't
Just
time it. No, if you have the ability to qualify today, don't wait. It's always a good time to own a home.
Yeah.
It's not a short-term investment. We're not trying to time stocks and buy, get into the home, start earning, equity and appreciation through paying off a mortgage that you are paying down instead of paying somebody else's through rent.
And I think we talked about first, in other cities it would be great, but Denver still, which we would say slowed down this past year, still had a 6% gain in home prices. And so that means that's 6% equity that you could have gained.
You missed out on that.
That you missed out on.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. So don't time the market. We're going to figure out a way to make this work. Like we like to say, date the rate, marry the house. That's right.
And I say, drive until you qualify.
So we've got all kinds of fun sayings. If you are interested in getting in the market and you're tired of sitting on the sidelines, let us know. We'll find a solution for you.
And then if you have any comments about the best pizza in
I'm sure we'll hear about this.
You should comment because I disagree. I think, Patrick, do you disagree?
I think I have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We disagree.
It's hard to diss my own city, but we're not a pizza city.
Yeah. No, we're not a pizza city.
No.
So, but great small restaurants, great small businesses.
You know what? Fun to talk about.
Yeah.
If you found anything insightful, helpful today on today's podcast, please share us, like us. We're on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube.
See you next week.
Thanks.